is the Revisionary Podcast with your host, Juan Carlos. The Revisionary Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Revisionary Podcast. I'm your host, Juan Carlos. Honestly, I'm really excited to have all of you guys here. Today, I actually have the pleasure of speaking with comedian Alan Massenburg. So first of all, let me tell you something about Alan, because I defend them every single time this comes up. Alan Massenburg was the genius behind putting the memes on cardboard boxes. Like, that was his thing. If you see anyone else doing it, they're stealing from Alan. You know, I said it here, I said it loud, and I stand by those words. Alan has been killing the game on cardboard boxes for years now. And it's rightfully so. It's led to him amassing a good following. Also, he's a very hard worker when it comes to comedy. I see him performing everywhere. I really feel like in the same day, I once saw him perform in both DC and Philly, like within hours apart. So this guy is everywhere. He will do whatever it takes to get on stage, and I respect his hustle. So without further ado, let's see if we can get Alan on the line.
Hey, Alan, how are you?
Good. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just hanging out. What have you been up to?
You know, man, chilling. Just trying to keep my head together in this virtual comedy world. Been stepping out, doing a couple shows in the park. Wherever I can. So just trying to keep it together, man. How about yourself?
I mean, look, honestly, I've been doing the digital thing. I probably shouldn't say this on a recorded line, but here I am. I've been partaking in some shows that go against local ordinance. But
that's what I'm talking about. I like that energy.
I mean, you know what it is? Like, I was like, I took. What happened is, so a lot of people don't know this. I reached a point where I felt I needed a bit of a mental break from from comedy, because sometimes you just need to take a step back and just recollect yourself. And I did.
No, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't need no time. I don't get it.
I needed it.
This time away right now is killing me.
No. But look, so here's the thing. So I needed it. I really did. That was just maybe a me thing. And I stepped back, did a show, and literally the next day, everything for the pandemic dropped. So I was like, yo, my timing could not have been worse.
See, that's why you don't stop, because you never know what tomorrow brings.
You're right.
I'm telling you, every time you got a free second to get on that stage, you get up there, bro. For real. See, now look, you can't do it like you want to.
No, but here's the thing, right? I miss stand-up and I miss being on the stage, and I'm probably getting up tonight, if I'm being honest with you. But
right.
I think that this has given me an opportunity to work on other creative endeavors. Like, I've been talking about doing this podcast forever, but I haven't had the time to do it. And I finally thought of an idea and got it together, and I'm putting it together. Have you been working on anything? Yeah,
man. I think that I can say the same. I've been trying to get a couple of things off the ground. Before the pandemic hit, I wanted to get my merch line going, but I just never, because I had a regular job back then, you know what I'm saying? And I just never got around to it, So now it forced me to, get up on that, you know what I'm saying? So people can check it out. Mass Hysterical, I'm selling merch, you know what I mean? I didn't get to do that before the pandemic hit. So this hit, it slowed me down. I was like, all right, now I'm in front of my own computer. I got to do my own thing, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to get do more of my own podcasting too. So I got my own podcast, the Mass Hysterical Show, and another one, Proper Ebonics. So, but that one I've been doing for a while though. But now I've got two going. So I'm trying to, couldn't do that if everything was normal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think too, a lot of it is, it made me reevaluate. Have you been doing the Zoom shows?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
What are your opinions on it, honestly?
So, I like it because I use it for what I need it for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going up there doing stand-up material. You know what I'm saying? I treat it like I treat Instagram rants. I pick a couple topics, just I just talk my shit about those couple topics. You know what I'm saying? Just, say how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I don't really go up there so sometimes I have a few jokes I want to run through, but I use it for what it's for. I'm not going up there trying to get a standing ovation. I have fun though, so that's all that matters.
You know what? And I think that's my problem. I didn't take that approach. Honestly, I went there, and I think it might be because of why I explained. I was missing the stage, so I went up there, and I wasn't getting that vibe, that energy. And I was like, this is so much harder for me. I don't like it as much. I've done it. I do them, they're part of the process, but.
Right. Yeah. I don't like it as much either, but like I said, I just use it for what it's worth, man. Cause it was better than nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like at first I kind of was like, man, I'm not doing no show on Zoom. But then like my homie hit me up and she was like, yo, you want to do my show on Zoom? I was like, well, I can't say no. You know what I mean? So I did it. I was like, okay, that wasn't bad. I just been doing it,
I don't think I've ever told you this, but I have a lot of respect for your hustle because I see how many miles you drive to get on stage.
Appreciate it, bro.
Like,
I be everywhere.
Like at this point, you could have bought a brand new car in 2014 and it's a hoopty now because that has to have like over $200,000 miles.
That's a fact. No, it's crazy how spot on you are. In 2014, I bought a Chevy Malibu, and in 2019, when I got rid of it, it had over 200,000 miles on it. That's crazy. That's crazy you said that. That was spot on.
That was weird,
right? Yeah, man. But like, I said it before. Like people be like, "Yo, man, where you live at? Where you be at?" I be like, "Man, I just." When like promoters be asking me, I'm like, man, I live in your green room. You just tell me where the show at. You know what I mean? When it is, and I'm gonna be there. Like, so it's like I'm everywhere with it.
So I don't know if I should ask you this on the podcast, but I'm gonna ask you this on the podcast. If it doesn't work,
here we go. It's probably be one of those.
No.
All right, go ahead.
I'm probably gonna get a room out on the West Coast. Would you do that if I hit you up?
What you mean? Yes. What kind of question is that? Now, I'm saying some real shit. I never been to LA or nothing like that. I never been to the West Coast.
Seattle, I mean.
Wherever. I ain't never been to Seattle neither.
It's a 5-day drive for you.
Yo, listen, man. I done took some trips. I done drove from here to Alabama to New York. You know what I'm saying? By myself straight. You know what I'm saying? I done took some trips. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I ain't driving to no Seattle though. But I definitely go out there.
All right, I'm gonna get you up in Seattle. You'll see. Watch when things open up. I'm gonna get you out up there.
Listen, I'm with it for real, man. I want to get to the West Coast. I ain't been there yet.
All right, no, we'll do that. And just a little background for those of you guys who haven't met Alan. He is the meme king when it comes to like he started this like concept where he started writing like memes on cardboard boxes. And I meant to tell you, I got so mad because I was scrolling through the other dude and I saw some other dude doing. I was like, "Yo, bro, that's not cool."
Listen, man. Listen, this I've been doing it. I've been writing jokes on cardboard signs for 6 years, right? Yeah. And I remember I started it. It was like February 10th, 2000, 6 years ago, whatever it was, 14, whatever. And I've been doing that for a while, and I've been seeing people, come up and do their thing, and I can't stop people writing jokes on cardboard signs, but like I just feel like I'm the best one at it. I've been doing it for a while. You know what I mean? So like anybody listening to this, if you want to see all my signs, if you go on Instagram and you just type in hashtag homeless douche, you'll see every single sign I ever wrote. It's like over 500 signs.
It's funny because I get mad for you. Everyone is sliding in their DM like, yo, why you copping from Alan?
It's okay. Listen, the thing they got to see me. There's no way they don't see me. So I'm fine with that because people tag me in their stuff all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So I know they'd be like, well, who is this again? And they look like, oh, they have to know. Like if they don't, it's okay. I can't like patent this. What do you mean? I can't patent being homeless. Like I'm not okay. So it's not. I'm not being homeless, but I can't patent writing on cardboard signs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is what it is. I just try to be the best that I can be. That's it.
No, that's fair. I get that. All right. So why don't we go ahead and let's start getting into this. I'm going to give you the mic, if you will. Alan, the stage is yours. Why don't you go ahead and tell us your story?
All right. So I'll tell you about one of the first times that I actually came to New York to do comedy. You know what I'm saying? It was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, whatever. And I remember I was nervous. Back then I was getting drunk. I was getting high. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing that before every show, getting drunk, getting high. Like that was just how I handled it. The nervousness is like I was still terrified. You know what I'm saying? To get on stage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was just getting drunk and high before every show. So I had a show up in Harlem. I forget where it was at. It was some bar show in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? It was actually, I forget who hosted it. So, but whatever. So I did this one bar show, and I got drunk and high. So then I got in my car, And I put in my GPS like, yo, how far is this other show? It was like by car, it was like 10 minutes, but like by feet, it was like 8 minutes. I was like, what? Should I just walk or should I drive? And my high drunk ass, I was like, man, I'm driving. I ain't leaving my car over here because I ain't know. So I didn't know. I didn't want to leave my car away from where I was going to be at. Like this was my first time up here. Like I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So like, I get in my car and I'm driving to the next show. And as I'm driving, I stop at a red light. Now in Pennsylvania, where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Like you can turn on red as long as there's not a sign that says no turn on red. So you can turn on red wherever. So I'm looking, I don't see no sign that says no turn on red. So I just make a right turn on red. And as soon as I turn, I get pulled over like immediately. Like, whoop. I'm like, dang, I'm getting pulled over. So I rolled down my window. Like I rolled down all my windows because that's the rules. Roll down your windows. Put your hands on the steering wheel. You don't want, I know the protocol. It's not my first. It's not my first go round. You know what I'm saying? So I put my hands on the steering wheel. Look out the window, and each one of my windows, out of all 4 windows, is a police officer with their gun drawn.
Oh no!
With their gun drawn, like
over a blown red light.
Right. Listen, right. So I'm like, oh, what's going on? So it's a white lady officer at my window, and she's like, do you know what you did? I'm like, no, I don't know. I have no idea. Like at this point, I don't know that I made an illegal turn at this point. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't even know. So I'm like, well, I hope I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, she was like, you made a turn on red. I'm like, this is what y'all do for people that turn on red? Like, I would hate to see if I committed a real crime. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was no, I said to her, I was like, there was no sign that didn't say I couldn't turn. So I just turned. She's like, well, you can't do that in New York. I'm like, well, you can clearly see my license plate is from Pennsylvania. Like, you ain't even get my license and registration yet. Like, I ain't even handling the paperwork yet. But if you look at my license plate, you can clearly see it's not from New York. And Pennsylvania, you probably know that that's the rule. Because, like, that's the rule pretty much everywhere else in the country except for, like, New York. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I have no idea. Like, and so she asked me, still, all the officers still have their guns drawn. And she asked me, she was like, well, what are you doing here in New York? And I'm like, well, I'm a comedian going from one show to the next. Like, I'm going from one show to the next. And she was like, oh, you a comedian? She's like, well, tell me a joke. I'm like,
how much is you paying?
They still all got their guns drawn still. And she's like, tell me a joke. I'm not in no joking matter. Like, I'm not. It's nothing's funny. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like that was like I really didn't know what to say to her. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I really don't find anything funny right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not in joking matter. You know what I'm saying? So like, she was like, well, I guess you can go. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh shit. I mean, they just let me go. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would no name, run my name on paper. They just let me go. Like, just
comedian privilege.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was like, oh, all right. So I got back in my car, and this is the funny part about it. Like, I was drunk and high the whole time. Like, they didn't even realize. Like, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Next time I'm drunk and high, I just keep making right turns on reds, and they can just forget about breathalyzing me and nothing like that. So I went to the next show. You know what I'm saying? Then I think I bombed.
So hold on, let me ask you a question. So do you feel that like she gave you leeway because you were a comedian? Do you think that's the only reason you got away with it?
Nah, I think that she just gave me leeway because I wasn't doing nothing. Like, I just made a right turn on red. Like, I think maybe they were looking for somebody or something. Because like, for them to have 4 officers right there, like, immediately, they're not all in one car. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I think they might have been looking for somebody, or like, but I did make a legal turn. But to react to me like that, it should be like, can I have a license registration? You made a illegal turn, and then write me a ticket or something like that. Like, you don't come to nobody's window with your guns drawn for a illegal turn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like, No, she ain't give me no leeway. Putting a gun in my face and give me no leeway, bro.
I mean, I call that a Tuesday sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And I see these posts people be putting on Facebook. They be like, share this if you've ever had a cop pull a gun out on you. I'm like, no, I can share this a million times. Like, that ain't nothing. That's like you said, like it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, okay. So let's dive into this a little bit. First and foremost, I'm just going to point this out. I mean, you kind of hit on this, but you said you did nothing wrong, but you were a walking DUI. But that's neither there.
So look, that's the thing. Like, that's the charge I could have really got. You know what I'm saying? I could have really got that charge, but the fact that they reacted the way they did to what I did, they ain't even get that far. Like, if they would have came up to me like they usually do, they walk up, put their head close to the window. But they always do that so they can see what's going on, smell a little bit. And they be like, license registration, and you'd be like, "What I do, officer?" And they tell you made a right turn on red. I gotta run your information, and then you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. But to come 4 deep to the car, the gun's drawn. That's not a protocol. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't do nothing that wrong.
Did you see them before you turned?
No, I wasn't looking for them because I didn't even know what I was doing was illegal. Like,
right. Because what I'm trying to figure out, this is what I'm trying to understand. In this situation, like, I'm trying to figure out if you got close enough to them for them to see what you look like, for them to roll out like that. Like, why? Like, I'm trying to figure out why the aggression.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can tell. People don't mistake me for white. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not what I mean. I just, sometimes you can't see who's driving a car. That's more what I meant.
Yes, you can. If you see me driving a car, you can see I stand out.
I mean, bro, let's be honest here. When you got a Caesar in your little hazel eyes, I don't know, man. It might get a little confusing.
Nah, man, I still have my little beard. Nah, you ain't mistaking me. I'm trying to tell you, bro. If I'm drunk and high driving, you ain't mistaking me for no white guy. No, man, I probably got the music up. I'm probably dancing. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time. No, you ain't gonna mistake me. They knew who I was. Because listen, I'm trying to tell you, if there was a white guy in that car, they wouldn't have showed up like they did. I'm trying to tell you, that's not how it go. So I did something wrong, but I didn't do nothing that wrong. Like, I didn't do nothing wrong to deserve that.
No, I agree with you. Like, we're making light of the situation, but really, this is a serious problem.
I laugh about it. I talk about it on stage. Like, that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? It really happened, but you got to make light of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so let me ask you this. So then the next thing is I imagine you keep going, you park, right? You go into the show. Walk me through what happened there. Like, what happened next?
Yo, so look, honestly, at the show, I kind of was like, shaking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of was just like, I wasn't together. Like, so I think I even like got some more beer when I got in there. I was like, y'all need another beer. Like, I was like, just trying. My nerves was shot. You know what I mean? So I remember walking in. I think this show was actually hosted by Whitney Chanel Clark. I'm pretty sure.
Where was it? Was it at Harlem Nights?
No, it was a spot. There's another spot she did before that thing. Yeah, I forget where it was at. But my nerves were shot, and I really didn't have I didn't have like a good set. Like, it wasn't good. Like, I think I even tried to talk about what just happened, but I couldn't find the funny in it yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it literally just happened. I didn't think about it, and I was still shaking up a little bit. So I told you, doing comedy back then made me super nervous to the point where I would get fucked. I mean, drinking high before shows. So like, I was already nervous because of that. And then that just happened getting pulled over. Yeah, I did not have a good set, bro.
I mean, clearly you survived it.
Yeah, I did, but it didn't go well. Like, I was tripping. I got messed up that night.
What did all of the officers look like? Because you described one, but do you remember what the other three looked like?
I know, to my right, I know it was an Asian dude, but I really don't know the two to the other windows. Because you don't really look back. Like I'm saying, like when somebody got a gun at your front window, you don't look past them like, oh, let me see. You can't like look up past their guns. They got their guns like in front of their face, sort of. You know what I'm saying? So I really couldn't tell. But I know the one to the left was a female white officer at my window. and my pastor side went down. I know it was an Asian dude. Like I do remember that. He was like tall though. And he might have been mixed with something.
You didn't look at him for solidarity. Like, come on, bro, we in this together.
No, man. Like I literally didn't want to look at. You don't want when you drunk and high. You don't want to look right directly at him. Because your eyes is bloodshot red, your breath stink. You don't want to look at them. Like, so I just was like, did one of these, like, had my chin down and just spin a little bit. I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
You know what? I didn't even account for that. You right.
Yeah, man. I should have had some shades on or something. Because I probably look pretty bad, man. Because like I said, that was my ritual, like for every show. Yeah, that was my ritual, man.
How many years into comedy were you at this point?
1.5, 2. You know what I'm saying? Like 1.5, 2 years. Like, yeah. So I mean, I'll even doing like this October, next month, it'll be 5 years. Like,
yeah, because I was gonna say, I think I met you right around the time when you were about 2 years. I think you're like a year or two ahead of me. Yeah,
so I'm 5 in. You know what I'm saying? You know, got this the last 6 months. You know what I'm saying? They ain't get to do stand up like I wanted to, but you know,
right.
5 years in. 5 years in. I've been, yeah.
And you're happy where you are 5 years in, right?
Yo, listen, it's funny you say that because every day I'd be like, yo, I got to do this. I should be doing more. And like, I even put like a little post up or whatever. And I was like, I feel like I should know more about certain things. And my one homie commented was like, bro, you be teaching me stuff. I was like, oh shit, let me humble myself and just be happy for what I do know. What I do know. Cause like you said, people can learn from me. So it's like, I don't know everything, but I do know some things like, more than others. So
what I'm learning too, and this is just from like from doing this and just from having conversations with other comedians, it seems like the more successful you are, the more you think that you should be doing more. And I've noticed that as a common thread. Also, I noticed that like the higher up that you get in this game, the more you feel like you don't belong, which is odd, right? You feel like it should be backwards. Like I meet a lot of people who go, yeah, I'm so-and-so and I've done XYZ. But when I'm standing next to, him, I'm not even anywhere near their level. So I think it's interesting that you say that because from the outsider's point of view, I'm looking at it, I'm like 5 years in, Alan is doing well. Like Alan is killing it. You know what I mean? You developed your own concept, which is funny with those cardboard signs. You have a very strong following. You're performing all over the place. Like what else could you want? Right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's what I said, man. My homie said that, and I really had to humble myself because, like, I think that's what keeps me going though. Like, if you don't feel like if I sat here and felt like, I'm doing great.
You're right.
I mean, like, then I'll just be stagnant and I won't go anywhere. But when I feel like, yo, I got to do more, or I should be doing more, it pushes me to keep going. You know what I'm saying? It pushes me to like stay hungry. So like, I'm okay. So yes, I'm humble and I'm thankful for like. As far as I've been able to come in a short amount of time, but like, yeah, I'm still hungry for more. So like, I think that's natural, and it should be that way for something that I'm in love with. And so like,
I agree with you 1,000%. I think too, there's another element of it that like comedy is like it's such a large umbrella term, and I think people need to figure out what they actually want out of comedy. Like, do you want to be in movies? Are you trying to do sketches? Or do you want to just stand? Like, figure out what it is in comedy that you want to do. And I think the sooner you figure that out, the better, because you can start like, you can still do the other stuff, you know what I mean, for skills, but you can start honing those specific skills. Because for example, there are a lot of people who want a late night show, right? Doing stand-up is great because you learn how to write jokes and stuff like that. But if you're not honing in on your hosting skills from day one, when that opportunity comes knocking, you might not be ready.
Right. Listen, man. Now, a lot of people, I heard this before. Everybody that's doing stand-up is not a stand-up. So, like, you may have started stand-up comedy, but like you said, you can branch out to something. This may not be what's for you. Like, a lot of people be like, a lot of people are doing stand-up now. They're just like a leap in right. Stand up, and then they're going to go to what they're meant to do. Because a lot of people really think that stand up is what they're meant to do, and that's not true. So I mean, but I hope I'm one of the people. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this is my thing, man. I love it.
Right. So let me bring this back a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go back into your story, right? And I'm gonna give you an opportunity to go back and retell your story, but you get to make up any and all facts, and we can discuss that. But before you do that, let's try not to eliminate certain things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it still has to happen, right? Otherwise, there's no story.
All right. So listen, the only okay. So what I would do, I won't. This time I'm not going to get drunk and high.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
I'm not. All right. Look. So I'm not going to get drunk and high. I'm just going to be able to meditate and deal with the comedy stage, so my anxiety won't force me to be an addict. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll pull up to the red light, right? But today I'm actually driving what kind of car? I want to drive a PT Cruiser.
Wait. You're gonna get a smaller car?
I'm telling you, it's very non-threatening.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Have you ever seen a drive-by in a PT Cruiser? Never. You've never seen anybody get thrown into the trunk of a PT Cruiser. Do they even have trunks?
Bro, I've never seen it in a Chevy Malibu either.
Listen, at least Chevy Malibus have trunks.
I mean,
you've never seen nobody get thrown into the trunk of a PT Cruiser.
I mean, I feel like I'd lose respect for someone who got thrown into the trunk of a PT Cruiser.
So look, that's what I'm going to do. So it's very non-threatening. So that way they might, and the windows will be slightly tinted. That way they, like you said prior, they might not know I'm black. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is the light's going to be. I'm coming up to the red light
mm-hmm.
in a PT Cruiser. Windows up. Okay, I got to be up, but cracked a little bit so they can hear the music. And I'm blasting Phil Collins. Very non-threatening. Very non-threatening. Gangsters don't ride to Phil Collins unless it's a remake. Unless it's a remake of something.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something real quick. That's actually scary to me, bro. Do you imagine being your local like gangster just rolling up on you on some Phil Collins?
I'm trying to think of a Phil Collins song to sing. Oh shit!
The only one I know is the one from Tarzan.
Which one? How's it go?
I don't see. You weren't supposed to ask that, but I'm just saying that's the only one I've heard of. I don't listen to Phil Collins.
Oh, I'm having a brain fart because I know some Phil Collins songs, but whatever. I'm having a brain fart on a Phil Collins song. It's all right though. So what's we're going to do? We're going to pull up. No, I'm not going to stop though. This is the thing. I'm blasting Phil Collins. Is it In the Air of the Night? I don't know.
I think that is it. That's the one from Tarzan, yeah. I think.
Okay, so we're going to be blasting that, and I'm not going to even stop at the red light this time. Okay, I'm going to just and speed through it and turn. Not even going to stop and look. I'm just going to come up to a speed skirt. Right. So this now is what happens because I'm in a PT Cruiser listening to Phil Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the lights, I get put over by the cops. Whoop. Now this time, the officer walks up. One deep, only one cop,
mm-hmm.
but with a strawberry cheesecake drawn.
Say that again.
Strawberry cheesecake.
And like on a plate?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's this going?
You said I can make up this story, right?
Yeah. No. Absolutely. No. Keep it going. I like the creativity.
Okay. I like strawberry cheesecake. I actually found a dairy-free strawberry cheesecake. Wow, it's delicious.
Are you lactose intolerant?
Oh yes.
Yeah, me too.
I'm about to say because if you're not, you'll be soon. Because humans aren't supposed to drink somebody else's milk. Like, who does that?
I'm not gonna.
Cows don't.
That's weird.
Cows don't suck women's breath. That doesn't make sense. Okay, but so dairy-free strawberry cheesecake, and I'm still blasting Phil Collins. So I roll my windows down. She sees that it's actually a black guy,
mm-hmm.
right? She sees him actually a black guy. Throws the cheesecake, calls for backup, and then the 3 other cops come.
Mm-hmm.
And we finish the story the same exact way. So that's what I was trying to tell you. No matter how wrong I was, I wouldn't have been treated that way if I was in a PT Cruiser blasting Phil Collins.
I see.
So they get strawberry cheesecakes. We get guns to the face.
You know what? I'm with it. And that's not where I thought you were going to go, but I support this. This is where it went. In my head, you're going to say, she rolled down and said, "Oh, you're Alan Massenburg. Oh my God. Can I have your autograph? Can I take a few pictures?" And then you were going to go and crush. That's what I thought you were going.
I see. I just told you, man. I'm humble. I'm just trying. I feel like I need to do more. See, I don't even see myself as that. I appreciate that though. I'm still thinking of they're gonna just treat me like some dude. You know what I'm saying?
I have this thing though. I'm going to be very upfront. I like to hype up my friends because, like, if I don't hype them up, who will?
Give them their flowers while they're still here, right?
Exactly.
That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man. I appreciate it. So you keep going. I ain't gonna stop you. Go ahead. I'm saying, go ahead.
They come in and all of a sudden they start like calling for backup, but it's not backup because they're afraid. It's backup because they're like, Alan Massenburg is here. Alan Massenburg is here.
He has his Sharpies. Let's get some autographs.
Right? You know, they start cutting you slices of the cheesecake up. They're like feeding you while you're waiting for all the other cops.
Oh, it's funny. They fanning me. Oh, so I'm talking because it was summertime, so they fanning me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was actually somebody was pouring cement around the corner. They had me actually put my hands in the cement, write my signature like it was the Harlem Walk of Fame. You know what I'm saying? It was great.
They started it with a dude from Pennsylvania.
It was great. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're going for days.
That could be a good story. So you've clearly changed some of the facts of your story, right?
Yes.
How do you feel that those changes would have actually affected you? Like, what would the difference?
Yeah, man. I think that, like I said, so what I ended up doing what the story was, I was literally just trying to paint. I was just trying to show people how we'd be different if it was a white man in my situation.
I got that.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah. So if my situation would be different if I was white. Like, I would probably just got pulled over and they probably would have offered me some fucking sweet ass deal and be like, oh, some warning. You know what I'm saying? Well, I actually did get a warning, but whatever. But like, it wouldn't have been so aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I think that the change that I made to the story was definitely to, just to show the listeners the different circumstances, like the differences between, the interactions between cops and black and white people. Did
you have PTSD from this experience?
Man, I'm a black man in America, man. Like this experience, the one before that, the 10 before that. My pops, his experiences, my grandfather, his experience, everybody, man, like I guess you can say, listen, PTSD from being a black man in America is probably what you can say.
Okay. So you're saying that, but this hasn't affected you long term, right? You don't.
I think that I use it, I flip it and use it to my advantage. Like I said, I talk about it on stage. Like we can have a podcast about it. We can, so it's like I use it to my advantage, but like I don't. So like every time I see a police officer, I'm nervous. So I guess that's probably a form of it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, like I could be doing nothing. Like I could be standing outside and see a police officer roll by, and I'm not going to look at you. I'm not even going to look at So I guess you could say it's a form of it. You know what I mean? But like, yes, just say yes. I don't know. Like,
I feel like this is a common experience that we all have. Like it's a shared experience. Like not to that same degree. But I remember one time I was driving on the highway and I got pulled over by a state trooper. I couldn't figure out why I was getting pulled over.
Mm-hmm.
And first thing here's the thing about me. When I was in undergrad, I had one of my fraternity brothers who was a police officer. And he came in and he gave us the special training. He goes, if pulled over by a police officer, this is exactly what you need to do.
Right.
That talk, which is important. You have to have that talk. Sometimes it's life or death. And I remember, I follow all his steps to the T. And, I'm I roll down all my windows. I have my hands visible where they can see them. And, they're on the steering wheel. And I remember, I forget who it was. There's so many names on the list at this point, unfortunately. But somebody had just been killed.
Right.
Sadly. And, I remember he goes, license or registration, and my hand is just shaking as I'm reaching, uncontrollably shaking.
Yes.
And I look up at this guy and he looks exactly like what you think a state trooper looks like. You know what I mean?
the box cut, clean shaved. Yeah. Like he looks like he drive a pickup truck.
Super blonde, and he looks at me and I think he sees the fear in my eyes and in my hands. And I think that he almost felt guilty. It made him feel bad. So he took off his sunglasses and was like, don't worry about it. It's fine. He actually sat there and comforted me.
Yeah.
Let me off with a warning. But that for me, that was very hard. Like I was just sitting there. I was like, I don't know. This could go sideways. And like, I feel like I shouldn't have that fear. You know what I mean? What should have been a routine stop.
That's PTSD from being in America, man. Like, that's what that is. Like, you shaking from a guy doing his job. Yeah. He's just doing his job. Like, so you ever go to a restaurant and the waiter walk up to you and you start shaking?
No.
No. Because he's doing his job. That's what I'm saying. So, like, that's PTSD from being in America, man. That's what that is. Like, this guy's doing his job is making you that nervous. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So, like, I guess you say every police encounter can use some PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Some remnants of it.
And I will say this. Look, I think that was lucky because that was actually a fairly positive experience. He was, for all intents and purposes, he was a good guy. Like, I'm not one of those people where like all cops are bad. Like there are a lot of good police officers, but you never know when you're going to run into the wrong police officer.
Right. Yeah. Listen, man, I've been running. Yes. I'm the four that pulled me over, I believe those are bad police officers because that was, you do not handle a traffic violation like that.
Right.
Like, so I can only imagine what else they out here doing. Like, so like, yeah, like, man, like, listen, man, I've been pulled over and given warnings. I've been pulled over and been arrested. Like it's been like the gamut of things. I one time, I was telling my kids this story the other day. One time, yo, I was probably like 18, 19, and me and my friends, we were just driving in the car. It was two of us driving in the car, and we got pulled over, and they searched us. We had nothing on us, but they ended up putting me in handcuffs and put me in the car.
Why?
And they were like, and they didn't tell me anything. They were like, yeah, you gotta get put in the car. So I'm just sitting in the back of the police car. They like searching the car. They searching my friend's car, or whatever. And they come back to me and they were like, we're just playing. And they literally let me go out the handcuffs. They let me go. So look, I get back to the car. I'm like, yo, these guys just did this. Like they said they're just playing. And my friends told me, they was like, yeah, they told us they would take you to jail. I'm like, what? Like, yes. Like, I was telling my kids the other day and they couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, that literally happened. They were like, we're just playing. Like, what? And I don't know. I didn't file no charges. I ain't get no badge numbers. I was just a young boy just running around. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, man. It's just different, man. It's crazy out here, man.
Look, I'll tell you, not as bad as that, first and foremost. Nowhere near as bad as that. But I'll tell you a story that I thought was funny. I remember it was 2009, right? My mom had just gotten like a little pay raise at work.
Yeah.
And she decided to treat herself, right? So she buys herself a brand new Mercedes-Benz C300.
Oh, you talking about treat yourself? I thought you meant get some ice cream. No, you mean
no. She treated herself.
Get an ice cream color whip. Okay.
Yeah. No, basically like all white, like beautiful, beautiful vehicle, right?
Yeah.
She went to the Dominican Republic on vacation, like left for the summer. And this summer, I was working I think I was working at Starbucks that summer. I remember it was like right before I went off to college. So I'm like working 2 jobs, trying to save to buy myself a laptop. Yes, Mom, if you're listening, yes, Shade, because you bought yourself a new car and I had to work 2 jobs to get a laptop. Shade. But anywho, so I'm with my dad, right?
Yeah.
And my dad's a funny guy because my dad kind of was like, you want to drive your mom's car? I was like, absolutely, I want to drive my dad's car, my mom's car. Throws me the keys. I'm working at Starbucks now, right?
Right.
So I go to work at Starbucks, whatever. I'm working the night shift. I'm closing. So it's after close. And my friends are throwing a party, right? So I'm driving over to the party. I haven't been to the party. I just got off work. So I need you to know, like, I just reek of coffee. Like, I'm just regular, like, all of a sudden, whoop, whoop. What's going on? Bro, when I tell you, I have not done anything because I understand that I'm in my mother's car and I'm not trying to scratch this car. I don't even want to breathe on it too much.
You gotta drive super careful.
Right. Because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, I don't want to like scratch it. I don't want to do anything to this car.
Right.
Pulled over. No idea why I'm getting pulled over, but same thing. Lower all my windows, hands on the steering wheel. Cop comes up to me. He goes, "You're driving with your lights off." And I'm like, no, excuse me. He goes, "License and registration." So I give him the stuff. He goes, "Is this your car?" I was like, "This is my mother's car." And he was like, "Well, you're driving with your lights off." Yeah. What? And I was like, I don't really know how to. He goes, "Well, see if you can flip them." So I flip the knob to the other side. He goes, nope, they're still off. I flip it back to where it was. And he goes, okay, yeah, now your light's on. Have a safe night, sir. And gives me my stuff back and sends me on my way.
You could have got it. Yo, listen, you could have really messed up, man. What if somebody didn't see you and crashed into you because your lights were off? Yo, your mom would have been so mad.
You're not understanding the point, Alan.
What's the point?
I turned the knob back to where it was originally. My lights were never off.
See, I missed that. I thought your lights was off.
No, he said, your lights are off. I turned the knob to the opposite side. He goes, they're still off. Turn them back to where they were originally. And he was like, oh, your lights are on now. Let me go. This man literally pulled me over and told me my lights were off. No reason.
Well, yeah, because look at you in that nice car. So he had to see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was like 18, 19 at the time.
Yeah. You definitely look like a baby in that nice car. And he was like, what is this drug dealer?
Alan, I lived in the suburbs. I grew up in the Bronx, but by that point, I lived in the suburbs. I wasn't the only person that young driving a car like that.
Oh, listen, you live in the suburbs then. Because listen, I live in the suburbs too. And I ain't had no car until I became an adult. You know what I'm saying? So all the money that we had, we used it on, just being able to live over there. You know what I'm saying? I had, I ain't had the best clothes, but we had a nice house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, but listen, that was, like you said, that's, again, some profiling, just racial profiling. He seen you, was like, oh, look at that nice car. Let me go check this out because it looks fishy. Yeah. So that's what was going on, man. Trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
It's like that sometimes. On that note, before I let you go, I like to do this thing, right? This is how I like to end every show. I like to ask all my guests this one question. I didn't tell you this question was coming because I like to catch a genuine reaction. It's not bad. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm ready for anything.
If you could, please tell me a quick story from your childhood that brings like a smile to your face, or it's just like a happy moment, or just something that always makes you feel good inside whenever you think about it.
I have a story, right? I have good memories about it. It didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Right. But I feel like I have good memories about it and I enjoy my time. I was like probably 8 or 9. It was me, my mom, my little brother, my aunt, and my cousin. We were driving from Philly to Disney World. So we were, it's like a 14, 15 hour drive or whatever. And we all drove down there, just like, I think we like rented like a van or something. And we all just drove, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause my mom lives in Georgia now. So she like, I'm used to like going back and forth and stuff. So we used to always do road trips and stuff like that. And that was one of the funnest things to do when I was a kid, road trip. So this time though, we had a road trip to Disney World, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the road trip of all road trips, you know what I'm saying? So, I remember before the night before we went to Disney World, we stayed at a hotel, you know what I'm saying? We got in the swimming pool. I specifically remember we had bologna sandwiches for dinner, which I enjoyed thoroughly because we always have bologna sandwiches at my house, right? But this time, because we was about to go to Disney World, we had lettuce.
That's special.
Yo, I'll never forget this. We had lettuce on our bologna sandwich. I was like, yo, we got lettuce. This is crazy, son. You know what I'm saying? So I'm amped. I'm like, yo, the next day, yo, we going to Disney World. It's going to be crazy. And so the next day, we pull up to Disney World and we get to the front gate and they tell my mom the price of parking and the price of admission. And she was like, oh, hell no, that's too expensive. And we ended up going across the street to some amusement park, like some little rinky-dink water park. No. But listen, I never went to Disney World. We literally got out of line. We went back. We didn't go to Disney World.
Bro, that makes me want to take you to Disney World. Yo, if I hit the lotto, first thing I'm doing is taking Alan to Disney World.
Look, as a kid, like I don't really exactly remember how I felt. I'm pretty sure I was pissed off, right? But like it really like, and I think about it now as an adult, it makes me smile because like my mom, like we ain't have it like that, you know what I mean? But she did all that and all she could, and we had a good time. Like I said, I remember them bologna sandwiches, and I remember going to the amusement park, and I remember the hotel swimming pool, and like just time like that. I didn't get to go in there and see Mickey Mouse, but it is what it is, man.
I mean, respect. So Before I let you go, I want to first and foremost, again, thank you for coming on the Revisionary podcast today. I'm sure our Revisionaries are very happy to hear from you.
Yo, man, thanks for having me. Thanks for really. Thank you.
Do you have any last words for the Revisionaries before I let you go?
Yo, man, everybody listening to this, please go to my merchandise Instagram page. It's Mass Hysterical. Go there, man. Check out my merch, man. Like, I'm just got some funny things. I got some funny T-shirts. I got T-shirts that say student loans cause PTSD. I'm about to get one and say something about cops cause PTSD too, since we talked about it so much.
I kind of want that shirt. I might buy it.
Yeah, man. I got like 6-7 different colors. I got a shirt that says I washed my hands before it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because these, you've been in public bathrooms where these men just walk right out, man.
Yeah,
you've seen it, man. And so like, I feel like men are finally washing their hands now because of the pandemic. So, but I did it before it was cool, so I got the T-shirts to say so.
All right. Well, again, thank you again, and we'll see you later.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
The Revisionary Podcast.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Revisionary Podcast. I know that this isn't always the easiest conversation to have, so I appreciate all of you for listening to it. And I think it's important that we have this conversation because obviously Alan and I were speaking from our points of views. With that being said, I understand that there are a lot of good police officers out there, but given all of the coverage that this has received in the media, it's easy to understand why sometimes when a person of color or a black person specifically is pulled over by the police, there is a sense of fear, a sense of this could be it. And I don't even mean to imply that all police officers are bad. It's just that it seems so prevalent that you never know when you're dealing with a good cop or a bad cop. And quite honestly, it's scary. So I appreciate all of you keeping an open mind and listening to this conversation from our point of view. As you guys know, on this podcast, we have a tradition of selecting a charity or an organization. For this episode, the organization will be St. Jude's Hospital. Alan is very passionate about St. Jude's. And St. Jude's is known for helping raise money to try to find a cure for childhood cancer. So please, go ahead and support them. As always, I will drop a link in the description of this episode. I'm your host, Juan Carlos, and thank you again for listening.
This